Welcome back. I'm Wavepunk, and this is day 134 of producing for a year. We finished our drum and bass track. We put in every section here, folks. Oh my goodness. Well, we didn't actually write in music in every section, but you know. Going off of yesterday, I put our track's BPM to 174, and I put in the section headers every 16 bars in the order that we saw in those tracks by metric. This is surprisingly helpful in like trying to actually figure out where you're gonna put information, and it kind of felt like almost plug and play of like, okay, cool, I need this here, I need that here, and I will say so far the track does kind of sound like a metric track, and I'm okay with that. Even if this is just kind of an educational exercise in like trying to recreate a track that I like, I think this is a good exercise, and it's not exactly the same. So really, this is all the stuff we did a few days ago. Still kind of sounds like garbage, but the beginning here, I think it's actually pretty good. Take a listen. That's kind of all we got done right now. This next section would be the build. But, you know, we followed the same ideas that we saw in Metric's tracks. We have like an intro that just kind of establishes basically the space and kind of key center we're in, and then an second intro that introduces some sort of idea that's going to be central to the piece. In this case, it's this Shining Fuzz melody that I think is pretty cool. And then next is the build before we get to our drop, which doesn't sound like much of anything right now, but just kind of a little bit of a beat. But yeah, we found a few cool new things to throw in there. Namely, some of these, I searched up the word topper in my sample library here, and it brought up a lot of things that actually work pretty well, I think, as kind of like additions to a breakbeat. Like things like that, I think are really cool when you put that into context. So, but as far as things I actually made, we made kind of two different things here. One is this sound, which we've made a sound like this before in previous episodes, but not one that was quite this long. I made this 16 bars long to sweep through our white noise low cut here, as well as the volume, as well as the cutoff on the filter. Use the exact same messenger here for all of those. And it was kind of cool. This is kind of taking off that idea from Virtual Riot that we did when we practiced in Vital, of using one envelope to modulate multiple things in sync. I think this worked out really well, and I'm very, very happy with that sound as a tool in a sound. It's not a sound that's supposed to grab your ear, but it really helps establish the space and kind of document time. So we made that from scratch, and then the other thing that we did I think was kind of cool was on this Shining Fuzz sound. You hear that echo? There's a little echo that happens after these first few notes. But it doesn't happen over here. There's no echo there, and I did that by also kind of stealing an idea from Virtual Riot's little video that we followed along with, where he had an echo come in just at certain points and then echo into the empty spaces in between here. So I've got this automated of it sending to this this send here. You see it kind of pop up there. Look over here as it's going. It pops up and down with how much it's sending. Now, this is, I'm doing kind of a weird thing here. I wanted it to go, and I could not find a default delay tool in Logic that delays for long enough and also can do both ears. I'm pretty sure that the delay designer probably can, but it was really unintuitive, and I wasn't enjoying working with it. The stereo delay you'd think would be exactly what you need, but it can only go up to dotted half notes, which is not long enough to get that second one going. Getting one side to delay by a half note and the other side to delay by a half note, but not to start delaying until a whole note later, proved to be a challenge. And what I ended up doing was just having this channel where it's going through the left, only through the left, on this end, and then having this send to another auxiliary instead of going straight out. aux 12 goes to aux 13, which then has another delay. And this one is just set up exactly the same as the other one, but just all in the right with the left kind of cut out with the frequency cutoff. So what you get in this chain is it goes through Shining Fuzz, it delays in aux 12, and then it delays again with aux 13. But it only does it when I have the envelope of how much this send is sending turned up. So it's a pretty, it's not exactly the way I wanted it to sound, but I was pretty close, and I was kind of happy to come up with this little multi-delay, multi-bus solution. That's all we did today, building that out. Building the build section here I think is gonna be a bit of a challenge, and I do need a vocal if I'm gonna kind of follow this roadmap. All of his tracks, all of Metric's tracks had vocals. So I have a few candidates in mind. I could sing it myself, but I think I'd rather use someone else's vocals, see what that's like. So I'm gonna reach out to some people, see if I can get them to come up with something. Or maybe I come up with something and get them to record it, but we'll see. The next thing to do is to build the build section, and also just keep working on the drop. I think the next thing I will need to do really is figure out bass. The thing I did for bass here, I literally just put an 808 bass in with kind of a long delay. And that was pretty effective at kind of filling out the low end here, but also, I didn't talk about this pad. This is literally just an Alchemy pad that I've got almost no shaping going on. It's called Crossing the Universe. Its big sweep setting is this pad. Very, very generic pad, but honestly, it kind of fit well, especially with like the impacts and the sweeps and the bass thing, all that together. Pretty good sound. But I do need to figure out how to do drum and bass well. So now I've looked at the drums, haven't looked at the bass at all. So that'll be the next thing we need to work on. And yeah. Pretty productive day here. Happy with it. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.